Fortunately for Muslims everywhere, we've got Muhammad Hijab responding. Let's go through some of Muhammad Hijab's tactically brilliant responses, everyone. Go through these rapid fire. Muhammad Hijab says, if your issue with Muslims, instead of hiding behind Tommy Robinson, if your issue is with Muslims, instead of hiding behind Tommy Robinson, why don't you engage the Muslim community directly? Instead of just tweeting on your platform. The far right and their political allies have successfully revived attention to the Rochdale grooming gang case. Guys, it's 41 known towns where the grooming gangs were operating. He acts like it's just this one place. An incident that began over 13 years ago as a calculated distraction from the atrocities they currently support. A genocide claiming the lives of tens of thousands of women and children. You catch that? Why are people talking about these grooming gangs right now? Because they're trying to distract attention from the genocide. How can the West claim any moral high ground when the Israeli bombardment of Palestinians, supported by its own powers, has unleashed more death and devastation than all grooming cases and terrorist acts by Western Muslims in history? Think about what he's saying right here. People are saying, how are Pakistani Muslims able to get away with all this rape and gang rape and hijab? But what moral high ground do you have to stand on when Israel is bombarding Palestinians? Why is Israel bombarding Palestine? Because Hamas came in and raped and killed a bunch of people, took a bunch of hostages and so on. And so if you actually say, hey, Israel has a right to go find the people who did this and to find their hostages, you cannot object. According to Muhammad Hijab, you have no right to object to 12-year-old girls being groomed, drugged, raped, gang raped, pimped, beaten, tortured, and sometimes killed. This is the thinking of this tactical genius, Muhammad Hijab. Smart, right, guys? Hey, you think that Israel has the right to get its hostages back and to take out a terrorist organization that lost a terrorist attack? If you believe that, you cannot object to 12-year-old girls being gang raped by hundreds of men. So here Elon said, rape of British girls on a genocidal scale. Why not hop into that electric Mazda you like to call a Tesla? Drive your Cybertruck of a body to the nearest library and immerse yourself in some academic research on grooming gangs and their alleged connections to Asians, Pakistanis, or Muslims. What do you say of that, the white liberal Westerners who groomed your son to cut off his penis and cut ties with you? Do you think this would be probable in a Muslim country? Here it's I don't know the background of this. I've heard stuff like this before. I think one of his kids was manipulated into being trans or something like this, and
yeah, one of his kids, his boy, I think Xavier or something, is turned transgender and now identifies as a girl. Mm-hmm. And he talked about this publicly several times, and basically said that. That the woke mind virus killed his son, and things like that. So this is what he's on about.
So think about this. What Hijab just said a moment ago is, if you believe that Israel has a right to respond to a huge terrorist attack, then you have no moral standing. You have no moral ground for saying that 12-year-old girls shouldn't be gang raped. You have no right to say that. What's he saying here? Hey, Elon Musk, people groomed your son. How can you complain about Islam? People groom you. You have no right to complain about grooming gangs, Elon, because someone groomed your son and cut off his penis and cut ties with you. He's not going to stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Muhammad Hijab says, full public inquiry. Are you allowed to condemn Jewish Jeffrey Epstein? Have you ever been to the island? So now he's showing what all these other people did. Elon, like every other rich person in the world, had at some point a picture with, what's her name? Ghislaine, something like that.
Not Ghislaine. I think it's
Ghislaine. Maxwell or something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone has a picture. And again, to Pierce's credit, when someone tried to do this on the show, did you know that Elon had the picture with her? Pierce is like, I have a picture with her. I met her for 5 minutes at some event years ago, and now 20 times a day I have to hear that I'm part of Epstein's Island. And so Hijab is going to do the same thing. Does everyone notice? What's he doing? He's looking for the weak spot. He's looking for where he can get a reaction. This is what they do. This is what a manipulator does. He's looking for a weakness, looking for something where, how dare you say this? Ah! And then this is the weak spot. Mohammed Hijab. Now it's stop meddling in the UK system. This below this was a Forbes article about Elon meddling in the UK legal system. As a foreigner with minimal understanding of it or the political landscape, your amateur mistakes resemble errors that would embarrass even an 11-year-old schoolboy. Don't say schoolgirl, because all your readers might get turned on. Mohammed Hijab. But what's he doing? He's going from point to point. Now it's Elon, since you don't understand British politics, keep your mouth shut about the government covering up this mass rape scandal. Just keep your mouth shut about it.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. It's like, I mean, just read that kind of stuff. What he's basically saying is, hey, Elon, you are disturbing us by talking about the grooming gang crisis, which is dominated by Muslim groups, and which people here in the United Kingdom have been suppressing for a while successfully. You are bringing all of this up again and are forcing people to talk about this, which makes us Muslims very, very uncomfortable. So stop doing that so we can return to suppressing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And once again, guys, as Muslims, if you really don't believe these guys have anything to do with Islam, how easy would it be to say, thank you, Elon, for exposing these guys who claim to be Muslims but are against the teachings of Islam. And we're going to join you in exposing them, and we're going to show from the Muslim sources that all of this has nothing to do with Islam. How different. Instead, it's shut up. And let me try 10 different ways of making you shut up about this. They're doing the exact same thing everyone else does, trying to quiet it down and trying to keep people from talking about it. So here Hijab says, while Muslims may stand in stark opposition to the views of figures like Jordan B. Peterson. This is the other thing they do. AP, how many times have you seen this? Why can't you be good like this other person and not bad like yourself? Yeah. They even did that with you and me recently. Came on there, he's like, AP, why can't you be nice and respectful like David would? I almost fell out of my chair laughing, as they do this to me for years. David, why can't you be like James White? Matter of fact, Hijab did this. Why can't you be like James White and William Lane Craig? And what's he saying right there? Why do you have to be the guy who's blasting away at our sources and making fun of Muhammad? Why can't you be like these other guys who aren't doing that? And what's Muhammad Hijab? Guys, they use the exact same tactics over and over and over again. They have nothing else. Once you can see through these tactics, you are immune to this dawah idiocy. But what's he say? While Muslims may stand in stark opposition to the views of figures like Jordan Peterson and Piers Morgan, one cannot deny their willingness to confront dissenting perspectives head on, a quality that demands a measure of respect. Now, why would Jordan Peterson and Piers Morgan be open to having these discussions? Because that's what they do. Piers Morgan that's what Piers Morgan does on his show. He has a show over and over again, and he talks about these things. What does Jordan Peterson do? He has tons and tons of conversations. Is that what Elon does? No, he goes in for interviews and stuff, but he does other things. This is like down the list of the things that he does. He's CEO of multiple companies and so on. But watch, Hijab is, look, Jordan Peterson and Piers Morgan, they actually have discussions with us. In sharp contrast, Elon Musk, for all his wealth and influence, increasingly appears to embody the very essence of cowardice. Why? Because he's not debating Muhammad Hijab. He seems content to cocoon himself within the comfort of his echo chamber, avoiding even a single substantive engagement with leading voices from opposing ideological camps. Hijab, he posts tweets, and you do the exact same thing. How is he living in a cocoon? He posts tweets to which anyone can respond, disagree with him, expose him. How is that hiding in an echo chamber or in a cocoon? Put it this way, if he's in an echo chamber and a cocoon, so are you, because you do the exact same thing. And when you got challenged to debate it, You refused, and yet you call Elon a coward for refusing to debate it when you refused to debate it, which would make you, according to your own principle, a what? A big fat coward.